Chicago. Yeah, it's another beautiful day in the city. However, when I was about to do this live, it seems to me that I felt a couple of drizzles on me, meaning a little rain. Then the sun went away, clouds came across. So therefore, I had to come inside to do this live. But it is my hopes that you all have had a fantastic weekend. Children are graduating. School is about to let out. Summer is about to begin in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And it's going to be great times in the city. Just like this weekend, we just had the Blues Festival downtown in Millennium Park. Wish you all were out there. But today you would have got rained on, okay? It's not looking good right now. For even those who attend horse live racing, live race horsing, over there at Hawthorne, what a bad day to go. Because the horses will not have ran today. Or if they do, it's going to be a little late. So today is, it's a great day to go outside and have some fun, but it's about time to go inside and watch some movies. Read a book. Or do something else. Get into something else. Get into someone else. Yeah, we're having a great time in the city. And I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching the show. And if this is your first time watching the show, I ask that you tell people about the show. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. For starters here today, they just had this guy arrested and charged with second-degree murder on 2 people on the CTA bus line, 77 Belmont route. Right here on Belmont and Cicero, I gave you all the information on another live the other day. But the update is this. Before the young man got off the bus and began to shoot people on the bus, he yelled out that he was part of the maniacs, Latin disciples, MLD. One of the most notorious Latino gangs here in Chicago. He said, yeah, you're going to get it when you get off the bus. But his girlfriend was holding him back when she saw the gun in the bandit's waistband. Yeah, trying to save his life. But needless to say, he was still shot, and so was another passenger, grazed. But the fact is, this update on the culprit was that he was a maniac Latin disciple. Why would you want to say that when you're going to shoot somebody? What business of it had it been theirs? You already got a gun. You already got the ups. And then you're going to talk about you folks. What's wrong with these people out here? They should have got his dumb self off the street, okay, like they did. Just plain stupid. He's not a gangster. He's not a gangbanger. He's an idiot. You don't just walk around and tell people that you are MLD, that you folks. You just don't do that. He wasn't standing on the street corner. He was on a bus. Stupid. Hey, what's going on out there in the chat room? We got Brian registered, and we got MNBVCXZ here on YouTube. I want to thank you all for dropping by and stopping by to see what we had to say, because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else. But we want to thank you for stopping by, and we tip our hat to you to get all of this great information that we're throwing out here to the YouTube world. Yeah, and some of it is sad and some of it is good. Another story update that we have was about the Chicago police officer that was killed over here on 82nd and Drexel on the foot chase. Now, according to the reports prior to this update, they said that she was shot and killed by her fellow police officer. But yet they want to blame this young man, Andre Rucker, who pointed a rifle at the Chicago police officer, Crystal Rivera, but he wasn't the one who shot her. How does that make sense? Can anybody help me make sense out of that? He didn't shoot her. He didn't cause the other fellow officer to shoot her. But yet, they're holding him in connection with the murder. And they have him on all of these firearm violations, including 6 warrants that he had. But he didn't fire the gun. Hey, help me make sense out of that. But that's the update with that. But needless to say, that it's sad that she lost her life in the line of duty, leaving a 10-year-old daughter behind. I thought she was like 8 years old, but the update on the report says that her daughter was 10 years old. No husband. Just more death. Here on the I-290 West Side, right by Crane High School. You know, you getting off the exit over there on 11th Street? Well, a car had some kind of way drove up on the shoulder, and when it drove up on the shoulder, it began to tip and roll over. How fast were they going? I know that exit very well. Don't you? Know that exit very well. Don't even see how they could do that. But the driver did not die. It was an 18-year-old passenger who lost their life in the tragic freak accident. That had to be some type of freak accident. We don't know how fast they were going, nor why they were on the shoulder. Did they drive there? Did they accidentally hit the curb? You know, sad. 18 years old, lost her life because of someone else was doing some horrific driving. Okay. Didn't say if they had their seatbelt on or not, but neither way it's too late. Can you shout me out? Yeah, Brian, I can shout you out. Shouts out to Brian Register. Shouts out to Brian Register. Yes, I can give you some shots out, man. Most definitely. More craziness here in Chicago. You have the 11-year-old girl was coming home from school in Harvey, shot in the head while in a car on her way home from school with a cousin. She's fighting for her life. They having all of these marches, you know, Walk With Me, Mayor Brandon Johnson, about these missing young black girls and women. Well, I think it's time for action, not marches, but action to take place in regards to these young people being shot and killed. They don't have anything to do with all of the craziness and the violence that's going on in the city. 11-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 1-month-old, 2 years old. But they always seem to be the victim of a tragedy because someone wants to have gunplay. Chaka chaka. Yeah. What are we Chicago residents going to do about the gun violence? Should we become vigilantes? Or are many of us too scared to become vigilantes? Should we leave it to the police? Hell, even the police, I would be fearful for my life right now to be a police in any part of the country. Would not even want any part of it. Not even want any part of it. Because that little money that they paying you, and after they tax you and everything, is that worth your life? Is that worth your life? Now we understand that we need some law and order in the land. We understand that. But a lot of this lawlessness was caused by the very same people who's in charge of law. The ones who write it, the ones who make it, legislate it, vote it in, approve it. Yeah. Sometimes, have you ever looked at them as being the criminals? Have you ever looked at them as being the real criminals? Some people say yes. Some people say no. What do you think out there, Brian? Do you think some lawmakers or some of these laws are criminal laws? And if they are criminal laws, why are they criminal? What do you think out there, Brian? Maybe he's gone. Maybe he's just silent right now. But anybody that's out there, what do you all think? Not about what I think. It's about what you think. It's about what we read. It's about what we put together. It's about the writing that we see on the wall. Is some of these laws criminal? And if they are criminal, does the laws make people victims to be criminals? I'm just saying. Think about that. Anyway, you all, we're going to keep rolling on, okay? You know, a lot of people have been having a good time out there in Soldier Field. You know, Kendrick Lamar was here. People talking about Angel Reese and what's going on with the sky, you know. And if you haven't checked out the new season of the series entitled The Shy, I highly recommend that you do so. And if you haven't watched the old Shy version, you know, series, go watch that too. Give you some great information about what's going on here in Chicago and what we face. But then, like I said, they leave a lot out. It's just a movie, but there's a lot of truth in that, okay? I'm just saying. So yeah, what are we going to do about this violence? But I think many of us are too afraid to become vigilantes because we don't want to lose our life. But we have to get some type of law and order back in the neighborhoods and the communities in which we live. In which we live. And even if those laws are criminal, we have to have common sense enough not to live like a criminal. It's hard not to do, especially when you're living in poverty, when you see no way out, when you don't know how you're going to pay your light bill, your phone bill, your cable bill, your rent, your car note. I understand. I get that. But there's a whole bunch of ways that we can make money without robbery, without debauchery. We can do that without shooting and killing people. We can do that. But it seems to me that many of us don't have the common sense to do it. Sad, but true, but it can be done. Just look at other nations of a people who have less than what we have here in the U.S. And they're less violent. Maybe we should change our eating diet here in America. You know, sometimes food plays an important part on how you act, on how you conduct yourself. That's a scientific fact. Vegetarians or people who eat a lot of fish don't conduct themselves like a lot of people who eat pork or red meat. That's a scientific fact. That's not even up for debate. If you think that I may be telling the fib, go and research and do it for yourself and let me know what you think. Just think, when you change your diet, a lot of things change. The way you think. The way you think. Actual fact. We have become savages in this country. All over the country. Just not here in the city of Chicago, but all over the country. Living like savages. Many of us are afraid to go outside because we don't know if we're going to come back in. Hell, we're too afraid to even go get our groceries, okay? DoorDash, Uber. It's got terrible here. Just like it's got terrible on the south side of Chicago. because another man was gunned down. Another man was gunned down on the 2000 block of East 79th Street. 35 years old. Found, lounged over on his steering wheel inside his car. He was shot, according to the reports, in his right arm. And it killed him. And there was a 4-year-old baby in the back of that car that was unharmed. But that is sad, and this happened at around 6:30 p.m. yesterday. It's crazy out here. A lot of gunplay out here. They say that crime is down in the city of Chicago. What do you all think? Do you think crime is down? Do you think they are fabricating the numbers? Do you think gun violence has gone up? What do you think, Chicagoans? What is going on in the neck of your woods, whatever city and state that you're from? Is gun violence rising more? Is crime rising more? Is the cost of living becoming more? Everything is increased. Goddamn, except the paycheck. Y'all know I'm telling the truth out there, okay? Crazy out here. It's even crazy, not only in Chicago, but it's crazy in the White House. Crazy in the White House. I mean, the gloves have actually come off. With Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they're about to get it on and popping. But Donald Trump warns Elon Musk that he decides to start funding the Democratic Party, he would destroy him. Now, I understand Donald Trump got a little pull, He's the strongest man in the country, okay? And in other places as well. But is he stronger? Is he more powerful than the richest man in the world? That is the question. Hell, Donald Trump even went on to say, as far as to say how Elon Musk is a drug addict. And how the Treasury Secretary and Elon Musk got into a fight. Bang, 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 rumble, bumble. Do you see that look, Somebody put hands on Elon Musk on the right side of his eye, You can see the bruising. Somebody, pow! Gave him a Batman pow, But hey, Elon Musk fired back and said, hey, man, you know that you was having sex on them Epstein Island, okay? You're on them Epstein's files. Put Donald Trump out there like that. It's about to get real ugly. Steve Bannon calls for Elon Musk deportation, while at the same time Elon Musk has told the American citizens that the One Big Beautiful Bill is a lie. And it's going to place Americans more in slavery. The gloves are off, okay? The gloves are off. What do you think is going to happen in the White House? Do you think that Elon Musk will turn the tables and shift sides to the Democratic Party? He could. He got the money. But there's a great possibility that he can also have all of his assets seized by the government. Oh, this gets huge. This gets huge. Or is this a distraction? We just know by what they tell us, but once again, you got to be able to read between the lines, the writing on the walls. But in this case, I say it's real as ever. Not to mention the fact that Elon Musk has told the American people to call for the impeachment of Donald Trump. Yeah, that ain't fake news. That's real news. In fact about it, we bring you all real news on this channel as much as we can bring it. And we'll be bringing you more updates on stories that we have done. That's something that I need to improve on as well. But I'm working on that, okay? Just like these updates that I brought you today. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Elon Musk is going to get deported? Wow. Some even say Donald Trump should send him over there to El Salvador. What do you all say? Hell. And then Donald Trump says that Elon Musk's Dodge program was, garbage. Well, you put him in charge of that garbage and you knew what he was doing all along. It's just wartime right now. And things are getting ugly. Like I said, could you imagine the dirt that Elon Musk has on Donald Trump? Is Elon Musk's life in jeopardy, or could be in jeopardy, with what he know and has exposed Donald Trump as being a part of in the Epstein's sex files? Will there be a Department of Justice investigation on that? Hey, I don't know. But it's gonna get ugly out here for some people in the Donald Trump administration. Yeah. Just like they're having all of that trouble over there in LA. And according to Governor Newsom of California, he said that Donald Trump stuck his nose in his business because he did not ask Donald Trump to deploy National Guard troops to those LA riots over there. He didn't ask Donald Trump to do that, but Donald Trump did it. But Donald Trump is the president of the country, and he don't need Governor Newsom input on anything. Let's get that clear. Governor Newsom. I'm just saying. Have y'all seen those riots online? Have you all seen that big explosion that took place by Randy's Donuts? Yeah. Immigration agents, ICE agents, and the National Guard versus the immigration policies and immigrants in LA. Could you imagine what these people have to do to hide? Can you imagine what they have to do to hide? Yeah, that's not fake news either. That's real news. That's real news that's going down in LA. And if I'm not mistaken, Governor Newsom said, if it wasn't Governor Newsom, someone said in the report that they cannot wear masks. They cannot wear the mask. I guess that's immediate, it's action time then. They want to put on masks. I don't know, but they said that they wasn't allowed to wear no mask. But either way, it's crazy out here. Like I said, just not in Chicago, not just in the White House, but LA. LA. And before I forget you all, I want to revert back to the walking for her that Mayor Brandon Johnson is spearheading for all of the black missing girls and missing women here in Chicago. And like I said, across America, it's been over 97,000 this year. 97,000. But we got some more women missing, and I almost forgot this. In the New England area, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, those areas, those states over there may have a serial killer on the loose because they found 13 bodies, all women. 13 bodies, all women. And the latest one was, excuse me, let me get some water here. Now, the latest victim was Adriana Suazo from Boston, Massachusetts. They found her in Milton, Massachusetts in a wooded area, which is like 9.3 miles away from Boston. Her family has no idea why she was even in Milton. Neither did these other family members had any idea or suspected that their loved ones was found dead in wooded areas across the New England states. Crazy. It's sad. That young girl was, what, 21 years old? 21 years old. Life snuffed out from her. And they say that the serial killer may not be acting alone. I mean, it's just not young girls, because the oldest victim is 59 years old and another one is 56 years old. So it's not about age, but it's about something. What? We don't know. But whatever it is, make sure that you keep your family safe out there, okay? And on your way out the door here, before we leave, I said you go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, and The Most Show Classics, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. And do the same that you're going to do for this channel. Subscribe, like, and share. That's right, press those condiments to like and to share. Hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when I upload videos here on YOUTUBE. Yeah. And make sure, like I said, that you tell your family, your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. I want to thank you all for truly being here. We got more episodes of We Got That Smoke tonight here with none other than Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we got some things coming up on Mo Powers later on tonight or tomorrow morning in regards to Stolen Legacy. Yeah, we got that, some of that more done too. So peace out to you all, and shouts out to everybody that's in the chat room. And if there's something that you want me to talk about or investigate, you can leave that information as well. I highly appreciate it. Peace out, you all. Never give up on your DREAMS. And that is my time. Thanks for viewing, you all.